Hello and welcome to Applications to Computers. Now we continue with chapter uh, 6 and 7, if I remember well. And let's look at first what were the topics we already covered. So, chapter 3 was about working with slides. We started actually, of course, from chapter 1. And then in chapter 3, we already had many files which we could work with. Let's also look at that, where you can find those files again. So this is the system, how it is. You see that here. And the files you see are uploaded. So if you look into 강의 자료실, so that's where you find everything. All the materials are uploaded here, and you also see, so here chapter 5 to 7 is uploaded, then chapter 1 to 4 is uploaded. Here are the files, you see that. Sorry, this I would have to change, of course. So here chapter 1 to 7 is uploaded. This is what the files are, and here I have chapter 8 to chapter 10, and here additionally you will find some more files for chapter 10, as you see. These files I had to separately upload. The reason is because I always have just 30 megabytes. So if you see it here, you can read it by yourself as well. The system does not allow me to upload more than 30 megabyte with one post. Okay, what else is what you have to consider all the time is online class. You see it here as well. The online classes for you are uploaded continuously, and they will be continued in here as well. The next one, what you also have to consider is 과제 관리. So here now, this is the first one, and I will also put online your exam here or here. I'm not sure which one is the correct version and how I can upload it the best, but the exam will be uploaded. That means you have to download the files and you work with them. First PowerPoint, and then you work with Excel. I don't know yet, as I mentioned, whether we can have offline class this semester or not, but if we do not have the chance to have offline classes, then I kindly ask you to understand that everything will be online, and that we have to work out the best how we can solve the situation online. That means that before the examination, the quiz will be uploaded, so each student has the chance to work on quiz first and prepare the best way for the midterm and for the final exam. If we have the chance to meet and to continue the class in the university's building or buildings, then I am very sure that you can work also in teams during quiz time and individually during examination time. So thank you very much for your support and for your kindness, and that you still watch the videos generated and made by professors to you. We all hope that it will end in a good way. Thank you. So the topics until now were dividing presentation into sections, rearranging slides and sections, and then applying themes, what we did as well. And these were all in chapter 3. Then we also used shortcuts all the time, so Control plus C and then Control plus V. As you know, it's copy and paste. Then we also used formatting placeholders, and we knew and we saw what are the formats we could apply for a placeholder from the shape styles group, which is fill the background with a color, gradient, texture, pattern, or picture. Number 2 is change the color and style of the shape's outline. Number 3 is apply a style such as a shadow, reflection, or glow. Number 4 is apply a 3-dimensional effect. And number 5 is select a predefined shape style that incorporates some or all the preceding options. After finishing with chapter 3, we moved forward and worked with slide text. We changed the alignment, spacing, size, and the look of text. We corrected and resized text while entering. We also checked spelling and tried to choose the best wording. And then we also used Ctrl plus H to find and replace text and fonts. And then we added additional text boxes. So for changing alignment, we use Ctrl plus L, align left, Ctrl plus E, center alignment, and Ctrl plus R, align right side. We used line spacing in order to make the text more readable. We used also Ctrl B to make the text bold, Ctrl plus I to make it italic, and Ctrl plus U to underline the text. When we wanted to correct the text, we could use autocorrect, and if you look at this here, if you remember that, we also checked here files and options. And somewhere here we find a dictionary also, proofing, here, autocorrect options, and we could also add more here, so like, and replace with a sign, something like that. So that was chapter 4. Then we could use the spelling options in the review, so proofing, spelling, and there's options here for the words. So if I click here, you see different possible wording for the same word which we use in the slide. It is very useful because then you seem to be more comfortable with the language if you use the same language in different ways. So let me say, with using one meaning and 2 or 3 words, it's kind of okay. But make sure that you use the word systematically. So if it is a specific word, like in Korean you would say 용어, so terminology, then please use one single word for the same meaning through the entire presentation. But if it is about very general words like text and working and spacing and size, then you can try to find another option to express yourself. You don't have to use the same word all the time. Then let's also look at the last one before we continue. It's chapter 5. From chapter 5 we did drawing shapes, which is almost the last task here, as you see. So here is it. Drawing shapes. And that means to emphasize the key points in your presentation. You could use some shapes and become creative with shapes. And you can use stars, banners, boxes, lines, circles, and squares. And we continue now with inserting pictures and clipart images, if there is any. So create diagram is the next one, plotting charts and drawing shapes. So let us continue with these topics. As I told, you can find the files here, so it should be easy to download for chapter 5. This part hasn't been prepared earlier, so that's why I have to add this in completely in English. And as you see, I'm working on my own laptop with English menu as well. The first file which you need to open up, you can find in the chapter 5 folder, and it's water landscaping A with the Penstemon and Agastage, so Penstemon and Agastage images, pictures, also located in chapter 5 folder. So let's open up the file itself and press End button to go to the latest, so the last slide of the presentation, and then here you see show pictures, and please delete that. You have two ways, of course, to insert pictures. One of the way is here, you take this one, and moment please. So you click here, and the other option is going to be here in the Insert tab. And pictures. So these two options you have. Okay, let's start with this one here. And I should use the penstemon first. And I should move this penstemon, move, and the upper left corner should be at 9.75 or 9.5. And I think this should be kind of enough. We can't make it not much bigger. So I keep it in this way. It did not save me anything else. Let's see what is the maximum size we could do here. And it's 7. Now let me also show you something which is very important. Here you see the size. And if you open up this mini dialog box, you see that height and width are locked. You see they move together. But if you say here log aspect ratio is cleared, so you cleared the tick here, you take it away, and then you would like to move it, the width is not moving with it. Now this is the point where you should know that. You should remember that. Okay, now you can also insert the next image. Then you can use everything you need to make it as big as it has to be and to make it wonderful and measured to the middle, as you see. So we finished here. You can also put that to the next to the other file if you would like to, but actually finished here. So move to slide 4 now. And here it says I forgot one step. Let's move back. And here we could add one text box saying that photos courtesy of rugged country plants, and we can make that smaller, 14. There is nothing else necessary to do. So let's move finally to slide 4. And in the Insert tab you see here images and online pictures. So let's use Protect Earth here. Creative Commons only. Creative Commons means that you are using photos or images which are not copyright protected. So it says we should use something similar to this. I don't find it here right now. So let me see if we have it. I don't find the same one, that's why I'm going to use one very similar item which is used by the book, but it's not the same. And make it small. So that you can see your text and the photo itself also. We finish with this file, water landscaping A. We can continue to the next file, which is water landscaping B, and it is about creating diagrams. We differentiate between 4 kinds of diagrams. The process diagram is for visually describing an ordered set of steps to complete a task. A hierarchy illustrates the structure of an organization or entity. A cycle diagram represents a circular sequence of steps, tasks, or events, or the relationship of a set of steps, tasks, or events to a central core element. Relationship diagrams show converging, diverging, overlapping, merging, or containing elements. So let's open up water landscaping B, and display slide number 6. And here you see you can insert smart.graphic. Again, there are 2 ways. One of them is here and the other one is in the insert tab under smart art function in the illustrations group. So we need cycle, and from the cycle you can take text cycle, or you can also take any other if you want. But let's take text cycle this time, and here you can add your text in the text pane. Let's type in clouds. Then the next one is condensation. And so shift and enter, and shift and enter. Precipitation. Then arrow down. And the next one is runoff. Shift enter and shift and enter. Percolation. Arrow down, evaporation. Shift and enter, and transpiration. And this one we can delete with the delete button or backspace button. These are now completely fine. You can change the design also here in the layouts to basic cycle or any other if you would like to, and the colors are also changeable. Let's move it up here. And let's select it again, and this time in the design tool tab we can change the color to colorful range accent color 2 to 3. This one here, and under the Smart Art Styles group you can find also the 3D style, and we can take here polished, inset and cartoon, and also metallic scene, but let's take polished. And we finish with the task right now. Additionally, you can do more if you'd like to. Here the shape field can be changed. For example, here I can change it to yellow if I like, or shape outline can be changed to purple. And if I make this shape outline weight larger, you see the color here more. That changes the design completely. We finished with this file. We can continue with plotting charts. Let's see which is the file we need for that. And that's water consumption workbook and water landscaping C. Now please move to slide 7, and here you can find insert chart. Please take clustered column, which is this one here, and now you have here the worksheet 2. Let's make it bigger so that we see the worksheet completely. You see it here, you have only sheet 1 and not sheet 2, and the data is only on sheet 1 and not on sheet 2. And here is the title of your data too, water consumption in gallons and not in liter. And here is the data, what you see. If you have data like this is easy. But make sure that you also understand that data can be on sheet 1, on sheet 2, on sheet 3, and can be lower, can be in the beginning of this sheet, so anywhere. And that's why you always have to find the title of your data. Okay, make sure that you once would like to replace this data with your water consumption data, then you select it from A3 to C13. You can select it with the mouse by dragging through, or you can just simply use the first one. So you select here the first one, A3, then you press down Shift and Control and the arrows, so arrow to C and arrow down. So arrow to C would be right side arrow, and this is down. Then Control C, and then in A1 you can replace it. This is how it is now replaced. Let's make it big enough so that we can also see everything. You see series 3 we don't use, so we can delete the selection. So here I move the selection from D column to ABC only. So ABC columns are selected, and we basically can close this data. Now this is how it looks like, and we can also edit data here. And when editing the data, let's replace a few of the activities. In A9 it says not hand washing dishes, but dishes by hand. And in A10 it's clothes washer. And in A11 it's lawn 20 min. Good, let's click away, and you see it changed. The description changed here completely, and we can have here, and we can have here the chart filter. And we could deselect the ones which do not need much water, so brush teeth, then washing hands, then toilet flush, and shaving can be deselected and apply. And now you see that the most water we use for shower and for lawning here, so for the grass. And we finish here. We actually finished now completely with chapter 5. You can of course complete the next one, chapter 6.